is it fair to say that he's going to be the face of Street Fighter 6? Because that's what it seems like to me. Everything about him screams that, like, the way that they're doing his story, his whole look. I don't know if you noticed, like, I noticed that even on his default costume, when you look through all the colors, there's like a blue and yellow Capcom looking, like, blue and yellow patch that stays blue and yellow no matter what you do. You know, so it makes me think like, yo, this guy is probably gonna be like the new.
I mean, it's been heavily implied.
He has a fireball in DP.
He is kind of like an all-rounder character right now, and also the producers have pretty much explicitly told us he's gonna have some level of significance. I guess they're leaving it up to us to extrapolate what that means. Some level of significance for the next iteration of Street Fighter, the next project. So we're being more or less told, in my opinion, that Luke is going to be at least relevant to the story-wise, but also I think mechanically relevant to the next iteration of Street Fighter, because I think Luke he's pretty interesting. He's a little different with his combos. I don't know if you've noticed the same. The system he has for the multi-level charge system for his specials is pretty intriguing to me, because Street Fighter V is different than previous versions of Street Fighter because of the buffer system, which makes timing your punishes and timing your combos a lot easier in this version of the game, because that's not really the focus. Generally, the focus is on your decision making and your neutral and things of that nature. But because of that, combos are usually kind of easy. There's definitely exceptions, but Luke offers something different. Because of that charge system, you charge up special moves, and it allows you to do different routes. You can either keep it simple, do the non-charge version, get a little bit of damage, get a little bit of Oki, but if you try to go a little bit harder, try to challenge yourself to do the partial charges where you hold down the button when you activate the special and try to hit that sweet spot where you release it and it connects and it gives you extra juggles and more damage. It's actually really hard to do because it ignores the buffer. There's no buffer system assistance. So they've invented a new kind of system to add more complex juggles and different routes so that you can say, hey, I'm not confident in my punish, let me go simple. Or hey, I know I'm about to land this, I need that big damage. Or maybe I need this higher damage combo, which is a lot harder to win. So they're adding execution back to the game, really.
I agree. And, you know, I actually think that Luke, I'm going to go out on a whim, and, like, I genuinely think that he is arguably the coolest character of Street Fighter 5 right now. I've been cracked out heavy. Like, Luke, if you've been watching my stream, like, I've been on there heavy. I seen you play some YouTube videos, but I don't know if you've been, like, streaming them because you've been practicing for CPT and everything. And as far as his overall, like, level, like, tier list wise, most people, I think a lot of us are on the same page, but I have seen some people like, yo, I don't understand the hype. I think Luke is ridiculous.
He's definitely strong.
Free top tier. Like,
I agree.
The reason being, I'm gonna start with his health. He has 1025 health and I think 1050 stun. I don't even think he need that. No. Like, I feel like he would be good with 1,000 health, but I ain't complaining, I'm using them. You know, but I feel like he don't even need that much health. Dude has higher than average health and stun, so his defense is strong. He has a 3-frame, and not just does he have a 3-frame, it's mad long, and it combos into the stand light punch. Bro, his stand light punch is so far, it's like half screen or something, and you can go straight into the light, medium, heavy target combo.
It's like a guaranteed knockdown. Very easy from any into kind of dash check or any kind of jab confirm. Very easy to get a knockdown into pressure.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. His stand medium punch is out of this world. I don't know if you use that button a lot. I spam that because you can actually hit confirm it. I've heard it's a 14 frame window, which is, so you guys know, it's considered a tight window because Karen's is not a tight window for her crouch medium kick, for example. That's 16 frames. But then Cammy's is considered tight because hers is 15 frames for her crouch medium kick. So for Luke's to be 14 is technically really tight. But the thing is, it doesn't feel that way because you're only doing a medium into a button into pressing the button again.
Yeah, it's a 4 medium punch target combo. It's pretty funny to see the move list, but the idea being you press the first medium punch and if it hits, you follow up with the rest of them for a guaranteed knockdown. And that medium is mad far. He has so many moves that lunge him forward for controlling space where you don't think he's going to be there. It's actually really awkward to see it first. You're like, whoa, I'm actually in a danger zone and I didn't realize it.
I love the animations. Like, I love his animations. And, you know, speaking of space control, he has one of the best fireballs in Street Fighter by a long shot. Now,
super fast. super fast.
Like I don't know if it's because online or what. Like I think just the character. It's really hard to like EX tinkle it, for example, on reaction. Most fireballs you can wait. It's like Gauss isn't like the easiest automatically, but if you waiting and looking for it and you can EX, man, not Luke's. It just travels so quick. Now to balance it out though, his fireball has mad recovery. So after you throw it, if there's less of a tight window of the timing someone had to jump to punish you. But again, this natural segue, speaking of jumps, his anti-airs are out of this world. Like, oh yeah, he has a dragon punch? Yes, he has dragon punches, but it's the fact that he has aerial invincibility on light, medium, and heavy dragon punches.
On all of them. A lot
of people only have it on medium.
Yeah, they cover like different angles. Like there's not that huge of a difference. I feel like between the heavy one goes a lot further actually. So they all go light's like more vertical, medium goes further, and heavy goes the furthest. So he's able to cover more area.
And then his V trigger one. Okay, I wonder where you stand.
Before we get to the V trigger, hold on. Okay, you haven't even mentioned he has. First of all, he has a low forward confirm.
Oh, you right, bro.
Bro, you're missing like the basic. Low forward confirm, and he also do that to EX to mad damage. So first of all these amazing normals we talked about. On top of that, he can harass you with a crouching medium kick, which pins you down. You don't want to move away because you're gonna get popped like you're fighting Karen. It's like you got Balrog, Karen, and like Seth combined. I don't know. He has a lot of great qualities from a lot of characters.
If you have V skill 1 with that low forward confirm,
you're gonna die. And then on top of that, we haven't even got to like the degenerate stuff. Like he has season 2 Balrog tap almost as a motion.
Oh, that is so cheap.
Hint of that.
Heavy
he has
knuckle,
a full
bro.
screen
Loves
heavy knuckle. It's -2 on a block, I believe, uncharged, but he can V skill to power it up and immediately get plus frames, or just naturally charge it at a distance and get to the level 2 version of it, which is also plus. But the charge happens pretty fast and it covers so much range that most of the time you can't even interrupt him. So he has all this solid fundamental base, sort of like footsie, confirms, and pressure, and on top of that, he can just swing his way in. And then the V triggers and all the sauce on top of that. So he has a lot of everything.
Like his V skill 1. What is his? Oh yeah, his V skill 2 is the. So first I guess I'm talking about his V skill 2. I think his V skill 1 is way better personally. But
of course.
Like V skill 2 is like the thing that everyone got excited about with the summer reveal, where it's like when you do it, he beats throw, and it's like he parries a throw. And
it's a throw parry rather than a physical parry.
And when he hits you, you can cancel into a special. But V skill 1, Brian talked about how like you got to charge up his specials. But with V skill 1, you don't have to charge up anymore. So all of a sudden, every single hit is 10 times more dangerous, and you don't need to charge up those amazing moves. But then get into his V triggers. I think both of his V triggers are sick. So far, I think V trigger 1 is even better.
I like V trigger 1 just because it's kind of simple and gives him a little bit more utility, I feel like, because you get a few different extensions that aren't possible, like the standing medium kick to V trigger 1 fireball blast is pretty interesting. V trigger 1 is the fireball extension. V trigger 2 is the knuckle extension, right? You get to cancel your special moves into the other versions of the heat knuckle. Is it called heat knuckle? The knuckle special moves. Knuckle, right? But what that gives him is huge damage. So it's kind of like a pick your option here. I think they're both strong.
You know the thing with V trigger 1 though, bro? Like you can't. I remember Sean brought this up to me, and I was like, "Whoa!" But before I even tried it out, and I tried, and I said, "Whoa!" I see what you mean. He was like, "It's kind of like a full screen EX Zonk, but faster."
Yeah. Well,
you cannot react to his V trigger.
Wouldn't you call it an EX Fireball? He doesn't get in after.
No, I see what you're saying, but it does more damage than a regular EX Fireball.
Right. He doesn't, but he doesn't get next to you like an EX Zonk on block. But
yeah, I know what you're saying.
It dominates the screen instantly.
It's like the best. It's one of the best game-ending V triggers. You know, a lot of times a lot of times, let's say I'm winning and someone has low health, maybe I won't pop V trigger. We won't pop V trigger because we're gonna have V reversal and V shift instead. With his V trigger 1, it's worth considering at least actually popping V trigger because you control the space so much better. They have to respect it. Like
they might die if they move forward for an instance. They might just die right there.
And then if you do EX Fireball into it, you hit him with that. You get a lot of damage. You get low forward fireball confirmed into V trigger. All of a sudden, the target combos are cancelable into the V trigger at the end, which usually you can't cancel the target combos into any special move, but you can cancel into the fireballs. But regardless, like I said, I'm not as well versed with V trigger too, so it might be just as good. Regardless, this character is actually ridiculous right now.
He's strong.
I can't believe all the stuff he has.
Is it Seth season 4?
No, because the only reason it's not though is because he's not as easy to pick up.
Not as easy. He seems a little easy to me.
But the combos. That's the problem.
Sure. He had. That's the one point I made sure to bring up early in this was that he has an. The biggest thing to me is that there's a level of separation between levels of play with him because they brought back the execution system. If you want to keep it simple, you can hop in and play. If you wanted to swing with his big buttons and do the basic combos, definitely. If you want to master him, there's depth in there to master. There's execution. There's like 2-frame links. I'm doing air quotes here because you just release the button with a certain timing. So it's going to be cool to see the people who really master the character because you're definitely going to see combos and conversions that not just anybody can do day one. And that's a little bit different for Street Fighter V, right? Usually it's more about situational awareness and conversions, but him, you can just look at a combo and be like, that's a hard combo. I am not able to do that without practice, you know? And that's what I think, that to me is my prediction for what they're talking about for the next version of Street Fighter. I think they're bringing execution back in interesting ways. I think they're trying to keep buffers around, to keep punishes and certain things simple, but then giving a little bit of something extra for people who really want to dig into a character and take them to the next level. So kind of getting the best of both worlds. So that's my prediction. I don't know. We'll have to see in due time what all those hints were really about. But so far, if it's anything like Luke, I think it looks good. I'm having a lot of fun with him, just like you are, Rob. He's very interesting, and he hits hard, and he punches. So, that's my kind of character.